What's going on, everyone? It's Mike back again, and Everton have just drew 0-0 away at Watford. It was Watford's first clean sheet of the season, and it was another clean sheet for Everton. But the game, I don't know what you thought. I thought it was really boring. I thought it was a terrible game of football. We were definitely the better side, but it was almost like we were on the beach as well. You know, I got it from Watford's perspective. There was the occasional moments where they tried, but I just felt like they was on holiday. But Everton didn't raise the game to essentially put sword to them. That, you know, they didn't really do anything. They didn't really lay a glove on them, and it was disappointing in that sense because the job could have been essentially done tonight. Leeds losing at home to Manchester City. You know, they're still right in it, albeit, yes, we've got a game in hand on Leeds. But it's literally still on. Like, we could still go down. Whereas I think if we'd have won tonight, I think we'd be fine, no worries. Leeds have got a massive game this weekend. Absolutely massive, against a team that is usually their bogey side at Brighton, at home against Brighton. And that's sort of where we're comparing ourselves. You know, if Leeds lose that game and Everton get a point, job done. You know, if we can play Brentford, get a point at home, which we should, let's be honest, we should get 3 points. But if we get a point, at least we know we're up, because there's no way there's going to be a 19-goal difference swing on the last game of the season, no matter how good Arsenal can play at times and how poor we are. You know, it just won't happen. But yeah, I was really disappointed tonight. I just thought we'd turn up. I thought we'd score a few goals. You know, I genuinely thought it could have been 3 or 4 tonight. And although we did have the opportunities, they was all fairly tame. There was no standout shot for me. There was no standout opportunity. There was a reflection, a deflection that comes off. I can't remember the centre half. But Richarlison turns, shoots, and Foster makes a good save. But honestly, that was really all there was to scream home about. There was a lot of tepid shots, a lot of shots straight into Foster's hands, a lot of corners, which we did very little from. And I think the game was summed up in the 93rd minute, 54th second on the clock, when we've got a last kick of the game, last corner, and Gordon's delivery was woeful. And I didn't think anyone was absolutely tremendous tonight, and I didn't think anyone was absolutely horrendous tonight. I just thought it was a game with a group of players that almost felt like they had nothing to offer. Calvert-Lewin come on, first appearance in a few weeks, and although he won a few headers, he did very little. And I suspect that would be the story for the rest of the season, partly because of his match play fitness, and partly because I don't know how much he wants to be here, to be frank. Alan come on as well. Again, weren't really given much time to change it. For me, Frank got it a little bit wrong tonight. I probably would have made some substitutions earlier, but he didn't. I didn't think Gordon or Damari Gray were particularly in the game. I felt like Iwobi could have been, but he was almost reluctant. I think he could have pulled the trigger on one occasion. He doesn't. He passes and it was just a pointless pass. But it's not a dig at him. Every single player tonight I didn't think was particularly great. Defensively, I don't think we got challenged really. Pickford didn't have to make any blockbuster saves. It's a point. I don't think we should take any major negatives from it. And I don't think there should be this question of any heart or desire. I think the players tonight just looked... I don't even think they looked leggy. I think they looked like they was on the beach, and they need one more big performance this weekend, I think. They need one more big performance for definite, Brentford. I think we should put up a performance for Palace. If we could finish on 41 points, I think that, bearing in mind where we were, I think that would be tremendous. Now, that is not excusing how poor we've been this season, but being realistic and being honest, I thought we were down 6 weeks ago, so I'd take anything to stay up. I think Leeds have imploded. I think they've absolutely imploded, and I think you'll have some Leeds content creators who are not happy tonight because, again, just like Luke Ayling for them the weekend, you've got Dan James absolutely flying in. A reckless challenge, red card. It's mad from Leeds. It's almost like these players are trying to send them down, and I think, as horrible as this is to say, they're making Burnley's and Everton's job a little bit easier because they're playing without these players. They haven't got loads of options anyway, and it just takes the pressure off us. We've got to beat Brentford this weekend. It's that simple. We beat Brentford, we're up. In my opinion, that is it. There'll be a huge points gap anyway, if that is the case, because it'll be 5 points. So Leeds could relegate themselves this weekend. Like, they really could, because if Burnley win, and I think Burnley have got a game in hand on Leeds now as well. If Burnley win, there's no way Leeds are coming back. There's just no way. So I think it's categorical tonight. I think the Leeds performance being poor has relegated them. And I think it's kept Everton and Burnley safe. But we aren't out of it, if you get what I mean. So yeah, this is exactly how I feel. And it's exactly how I felt like the players felt. I just didn't feel like they were particularly in it today. Bothered. I think Mikalenko again, good game, solid. I felt like Dalf was putting himself about. He made a lot of slide tackles tonight. I mean, he spent half his time on the deck making slide tackles, but no problem. I feel like Iwobi's fairly solid at that right back position, right wing back. And we've seen these players develop before. I remember Victor Moses at Chelsea did it as well under Conte, and maybe, it's a thing that Lampard is capable of doing with Iwobi. So I don't have any issues with that. Obviously, we've got Nathan Patterson to come back hopefully next season. Touch wood, he's okay and he, comes back sweet and sound. So, yeah, look, it was just a boring game of football. I thought there was nothing really to take home for me. I think we just got to move on. Match preview for Brentford will be tomorrow, and it's really important that we really sit there and we think about what it's going to take to beat Brentford, because that's all we need. All we need is 3 points. It would have made our life a lot easier if we'd have just got 2 more points tonight. But as it is, it's another clean sheet. Defensively, we looked all right. Yes, Watford are already relegated on the beach, and you can tell. And I don't think Everton changed their style to suit that. I feel like that's how bad the game was. It's terrible, and it fucking hell. It was boring. At no point was I off my seat, because I just felt like, there was a couple of chances, but every time there'd be that moment, that ball into the box, a Watford player would get there, or it would go wide, or it would go over the bar, or if it was a corner, it would be delivered out, or someone would head it up rather than across. It was just poor. The only real chance that I felt like should have been a definite goal was Damari Gray's chance, and he puts it wide. I think Richarlison could have got a goal, but was crowded out. And I think at times some of Watford's defending was pretty good. Last ditch, but it was good. So I take a point. We move on. Go and get 3 points at Brentford. A game that I will be there for, guys. So looking forward to seeing as many of you as I can. Guys, I'm leaving it there. Keep smiling, because we're almost at the end of this season now. And hopefully we can turn a corner and go into next season.